just chain myself to the White House and become an activist full time because you and others here are going to call me for things that you need. All of those things require me to be more than just an AOC. I can't do what she does because we...
Did y'all hear that?
Oh my God.
Democratic Party. In swing districts all across this country, she will mobilize voters way more than Nancy Pelosi ever did.
Let me just add the counterpoint within the Democratic Party to what AOC is saying. From this is Elissa Slotkin. She gave the Democratic response to the State of the Union address much more of a moderate voice in the party. Listen.
So this is what a lot of the moderates are thinking. She's just saying. So this is the lady that, like Abby just said, she's the one that gave the response to Trump's Congress address. Look at how listen to what she says, calling out AOC. The Democrats are in a civil war. They're in a civil war because the things that they allowed in their party, just like a lot of Democratic voters are confused and feeling like, damn, like this party, like they lost us. Like we're voting for y'all, but we don't agree with the things that y'all are pushing. There's a lot of Democratic leaders and politicians that are saying the same thing. So it's creating this division within the party. Y'all not even united as a party.
I can't just chain myself to the White House and become an activist full time because you and others here are going to call me for things that you need. All of those things require me to be more than just an AOC. I can't do what she does because we...
Did y'all hear that? You talk about shots fired. All these things, I can't just be an AOC. I got real stuff to solve. I can't just be an activist. I got to actually do a job of serving my people. Listen to this, what she said again.
The White House and become an activist full time. I can't just chain myself to the White House and become an activist full time because you and others here are going to call me for things that you need. All of those things require me to be more than just an AOC.
Yeah.
I can't do what she does because we live in a purple state and I'm a pragmatist. I got to save things for my people.
See,
things are getting messy.
Come on,
there.
son.
It's getting very messy.
That's white flag energy right there.
Names are
that's
being
white flag
put on the
energy.
table.
And you hear what he calls it? That's white flag energy. As if she's given up. But this is, I blame the Democrats.
Y'all know what it is. It's Dak from the OG Network. Man, I just want to thank y'all. That's right, to thank y'all for all of your tremendous support over the years, whether you've been rocking with us from the beginning or maybe this is the first show that you're checking out on the network. We want to thank you nonetheless. And we have an ask, all right? We have a goal of reaching 20,000 subscribers by the end of March. That's right, 20K by the end of March. It's not a real goal unless you put a date on it. And with that, we need your help. So we ask that if you are enjoying the content that you like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're feeling real generous, maybe share with some friends and family. All right, I'll let y'all go. And once again, thank you for your continued support. And we look forward to growing with y'all. See y'all soon. Ew.
Y'all convinced, because half of the people, this is like, there's a small part of the Democratic Party, like a Jamal Bowman, that wants to fight. They're just ready to, they don't even care who they're fighting. You ever see somebody get mad and they don't even care who they're fighting? They just want to fight somebody. They're getting into it with everybody. And it has nothing to do with what they're actually trying to accomplish. That is what the Democratic Party is right now. And then you have the other moderates in the Democratic Party that are not the Bernies, the AOCs, the super progressives, the super liberals, the ones that may say, well, yeah, I don't think boys should be playing sports against girls. I don't think men should be playing sports against those ones. Now they're looking at their party like, damn, we done got these folk all riled up, got them all emotional, gave them a certain amount of power. Now they done went too far, become too radical. The pendulum swing went too far. And now we got to reel them in. And now our biggest enemy is not even the other party. It's not even Trump. Now we got to fight this civil war between the Democrats. That's what's happening.
Right there.
And he's amping it up. He's amping it up. He's telling you, y'all go black women, y'all go be strong, y'all go fight that fight. Nah, let's be sensible. Let's do what makes sense. This is, Because you see this in so many different ways. It shows up in our culture in so many different ways. This is what the Democratic Party has been. They've been planting these seeds for a very long time. They've been trying to amp up and incentivize the Black woman and the woman in general to be the fighters. Oh, those men are oppressing you. You shouldn't.
There.
Now your best fighters are the women in the party. Those are your best fighters. Like, stop putting all that pressure on the ladies, man, in my opinion.
I think she's right.
What do you mean you think she's right? First of all, even choosing her to give the response to Governor Trump.
That's your party.
Governor Trump. I should call him Governor Trump.
That's
President Trump is a problem.
You should be the chairman, by the way.
I mean, this is crazy.
Like, if you even look at this gentleman's energy, let me remind y'all of who he is. Let me remind y'all of Jamal Bowman. Because if you look at his energy, he's speaking as if, like he's just running things, like he has the answers for everything. But let's take a look at who Jamal Bowman is. Let's remind ourselves of why maybe Jamal Bowman is in the position to where he lost in his primary when he was going for whatever representative seat he was trying to fill. Let's remind ourselves of who Jamal Bowman is. Now, everybody makes mistakes, but for you to come on this show and act as if you just got all the answers, we got to remind the people. Now, there was a vote going on. Y'all are probably wondering, like, yeah, what just happened? Like, what little kid just pulled the fire alarm at school? All right. So there was a vote going on. And in order to, like, delay a vote, he did this. Now, initially, I think a picture came out to where he denied it at first and said, yo, I just went through the wrong door. Like, I didn't see the signs. The alarm went off when I went through the wrong door. Like, I was just rushing. And then the video actually came out of him getting rid of the signs. Now, I know that the image is a little bit blurry, but him knocking down the signs that say, do not use this door. It's an emergency door. The alarm will ring. And not only does he do that, but he then pulls the fire alarm after. This is the guy that's telling you. This is the guy that's telling you to fight. We got to fight. This is this is crazy. It says, following the New York Democrats' guilty plea to the misdemeanor in order to delay a House vote. And they never played this video. They played it after he already took the guilty plea. Let's hear what he said. Hold on. Let's hear what he said. I don't know if he actually, I just pulled this video up. He was fined $1,000 and must write an apology letter to the U.S. Capitol Police Chief. Bowman had insisted the September 30 mishap was an honest mistake caused by him trying to open a door to rush to a vote. This is what he initially said before the video came out. That it was an honest mistake. I was trying to rush to get my vote in. Yo. All right, so this is the door that he went through. However, surveillance images showed the alarms and emergency exits were clearly marked and included detailed instructions about how to open them. Emergency exit only, push until alarm sounds 3 seconds, door will unlock in 30 seconds. Yo, this is the fire alarm. He said he made a mistake. Yeah. All right, we're not going to roast him too much. We're going to get this off the screen. I already did enough. But I just want to remind y'all who exactly we're dealing with here. And shout out to my bro Garrick in the building. Grand Rising. Hope you had a great weekend as well. Let's keep going. Let's keep going with Jamal Bowman.
Let me let Joe finish.
Go ahead, brother.
You know, she is right in the sense that it's easy to throw grenades. You can be AOC and throw grenades all day in a safe district and not have to account for anything. There's a huge delta between the hype of AOC and the accomplishments of AOC. And frankly, if you look at that tour she was just on with Bernie Sanders, right? It was called the Fighting Oligarchy Tour, right?
Yo,
they essentially traveled the country and spoke to an echo chamber of people who already agree with them. How is she and Bernie Sanders, with their message, going to attract people in swing districts
I
by the
guess what
Fighting
I wonder
Oligarchy
is
Tour?
maybe what they're looking at is actually...
I'm scared of AOC.
I welcome her to
There
my
are Democrats I'm scared of. There are Democrats
Maybe
I'm
what
scared
they're
of,
looking at, Joe, is what the Republicans did, which is all of the guys who stood around screaming in Congress and not passing any legislation, those folks are in power now. They won at the end of the day.
I think that this is where I will actually agree with you. I do think that there is a difference between Bernie Sanders and AOC going and talking to our base, and a difference between the senator who was just elected has to show results for her state, has to, in a swing state, a battleground state, and she has to deliver something.
All right, so we got all that. We're gonna move. I'm gonna show y'all. Damn, I didn't want. All right, so Jamal Bowman in this interview, it's gonna seem like we're picking on him, but I mean, it just is what it is. So in this same conversation, I want to go to a different part of it.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.